Aaron out here playing games, stalling on the real. Promises on the table, but we ain't seen the deal. Crowdfund, cash flow, our pockets heavy with steel. Movie MIA, bro, how's that supposed to feel? Aaron runs on Twitch with the tears on repeat. Play the script well, yeah, finessing the receipts. Talking about a husband turning lies into heat. Drama for the dollars, clout cooked up neat. Release the movie, Aaron stopped playing with the time. The people paid the ticket, now they're waiting for the prime. Quit the sideline, hustle, bring the art to the climb. No more games, just special, let the movie shine. Progress is stacking higher than a Twitch chat spam. Aaron ducking questions like a quarterback scam. Meanwhile, streams got lives wrapped up in glam. The truth gets blurry when you're caught in the jam. Aaron in the edit bay, doing everything but drop. Teasers on loop, fans begging you to stop. Crowd's been patient, but the clock gon' pop. Release the flick now before the hype go flop. Emerald's got them talking strings pulled like a show. Twitch dollars raining, but the truth's on the low. They believed in the story, now the cracks start to grow. Lies for the profit, it's a scandal to blow.
I am your drama queen, and welcome to the drama castle. Overheard them mention hater, not a pretty word like moist or moisture. Wanna quit, but you know I'm a soldier. Try to get me out, you know it's game over. Say it's toxic, chaotic, unhealthy. Always play my cards right, don't test me. I'm not here to play nice, no I can't be. And if you're trying to stop me, that's a guarantee. Too many people try to get me out, and it worked for a second, but I'm back now, better than ever. Welcome to the drama castle. I am your drama queen, and welcome to the drama castle. You try to stop me, but you can't. Too many people try to stop me, but you can't. You can't.
Hello, beautiful people. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to all of you. Let me get this off the screen. Hello. So, we got an interesting one today. I was going to talk about the lolcow drama, but I was like, you know what? I don't care. The show's stupid. Everything they do there's stupid. No one's going to stop watching. So, I don't even care anymore. Like, unless I could clown on Becky at this point, I don't care about the rest of them, to be quite honest with you. But anyways, I figured that this is a more important topic. So if you guys have been following my channel or Henry Resilience channel, you guys have definitely heard about the Bat in the Sun, Aaron Schnokey. I'm not trying to purposely say his name wrong. I just don't know how to pronounce his name properly. But the Bat in the Sun drama that's been going on. So to catch y'all up to speed, for those of you who don't know and need a TLDR, Bat in the Sun is a pretty big channel, over a couple million subscribers, very popular for their super power beatdowns, where they'd have characters from different shows fighting each other, and we would vote who would win, and it was very successful for a very long time. Now, when they did a power beat up with Scorpion versus the Green Power Ranger, Jason David Frank did a cameo in one of those, and that kind of led to them coming together to come out with a project called Legend of the White Dragon, which was set to be released of March 2023. We are now in 2025 after Jason David Frank has passed, and this is still not out. Now that's coming forward that there is audio leak that Jason David Frank had some concerns about working with Aaron, but continued to work with Aaron. Aaron wanted half of the budget of the film that they had raised for this project. And then there's also people who have worked with Aaron who have come out and said that he is not really a good person, that he has, there's accusations of embezzlement and, all kinds of things, how he treated his, co workers, I guess you could say, his actors for his projects, and so on and so on. So the more that it keeps coming out, obviously Aaron has addressed all of this, and not in the best way, in my personal opinion. Then there was the whole Deoxy 360 situation where Aaron had threatened to sue a YouTuber for making a video trying to basically call him out on things that he has said that didn't make sense. And then Aaron has gone on a bunch of YouTube channels instead of putting out this movie. So I guess that's the best way to kind of TLDR the situation. More on that on Henry Resilience channel if you guys want to know more about that. Excuse me, I need it. My mouth is dry, y'all. But anyways, let me say hi to the chat before we get into this. I see Jillykins in the chat. I see Blue Jay. I see Lunchbox. Hello, hello. I see Grey Wolf. Hello, Grey Wolf. How are you? Much love to y'all. Oh, I also forgot. I know I should be, because you guys know I'm weird about money. You know I'm weird about money. But I do have GoFundMe still up, and I kind of have a deadline with that, and that is the end of this month. So I'm going to pin that in the chat. Give me a second for anyone who wants to donate to the GoFundMe. Give me a second. Let me pin that. Let me pin that for y'all. Give me 1 second. I usually forget because y'all know how I am when it comes to like legit e-begging if it's not for boba tea, especially like asking for a decent, like a big amount of money. I was gonna say a decent amount, but I'm like, what is decent these days? I don't even know. So let me pin that in the chat for anyone who wants to contribute to helping a sister out. There's the link there. Let me just pin it. Anytime you're ready, YouTube. Hi, how you doing? There we go. Pin to the top. All right. So, what up, Shay? I see you in the chat. So basically, I was watching Henry's video. There's a lot of layers to this stream, right? So on one hand, Aaron had made a post on Facebook addressing a lot of the concerns that people have now had because of Henry's videos. I'm just going to be honest. It is because of Henry's videos. And he made a Facebook post. I commented. One of my comments got deleted, by the way, which was funny. And he did respond to one of my comments. We're going to go over that. But first, let's go over Henry's video a little bit, because when the audio had come out about, Jace Dave Frank having a conversation about Aaron, a lot of people came to Henry. Now, these people are anonymous to us. I don't know if Henry in the video said he didn't know who they all are, but Henry had reached out to two people in particular, who were obviously, fine with him releasing their statement on this matter, and that's Kevin Porter, who played Batman on the Batinthesun channel, and Tatiana, is it Neva or Neva? But basically, it's a lot, guys. It's a lot. Just so you guys know who Tatiana is, because that's the person I have on the cover. Tatiana is basically, I guess, at the time when she was with Batinthesun. Pause. Here she is right here. Once it loads, because my computer is slow as dirt. So this is Tatiana. She's basically was pretty much, you could consider her the leading woman on Batinthesun. She played Catwoman, Wonder Woman, Elektra, Harley Quinn. She was pretty much part of Batinthesun's DNA for a long time. Okay, so that's who she is. Now, Henry reached out to her, and she gave a statement. So hold on. Let's get the video up. I know, I'm so slow. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I'm like so blah. I'm so blah. But let's react to her statement. All right. So I fast forwarded to the part where we hear the statement. Let me put down the where is it? What the hell? Like, where is it? Is it not gonna let me put down the quality? There it is, quality. Let's put the quality down so it doesn't lag. Let's put the quality down so it doesn't lag for everybody. All right, so here is Tatiana's statement in regards to the Batinthesun stuff going on. I'm gonna let Henry tell y'all.
But let's get into her statement about him. To be honest, I don't even know what to say about this. It's a lot to process, and I'm not sure I feel comfortable commenting on the situation. I'm no longer working with Batinthesun, and I no longer associated with Aaron in any way. Haven't spoken to him in years, so I'm not privy to his recent dealings and don't know anything about his current situation. You probably know more than I do. On top of that, I don't feel involved in this. I'm moved on into that guy. Holy. Another person who's worked with Aaron for years has nothing to say about him. Not one good thing to say about him.
Now, here's the thing, right? This is why the title of my stream says silence speaks volumes. Okay? Because it does. Now, these are people who worked with Aaron, been on interviews with Aaron, seem to be very friendly with Aaron from Batinthesun. And neither of those people who we know confirmed, like, there's no anonymous. Aaron can't hide behind anonymity at this point and say, well, we don't know who that is. That could just be anyone. Henry could just be making this all up. He could be doctoring files, So silence speaks volumes sometimes. And when you have two actors who are very well known to be affiliated with Batinthesun, basically saying no comment, no statement, right? You would think that if these people had a good experience with Aaron, and wanted to support him, they would say so. But it's very telling that two actors don't want to be involved. They don't want to say anything, and they refer to them as those guys or that guy. So it's kind of telling, but not direct, right? So that's what basically I interpreted as, Henry interpreted as when he got those statements, is that they do not want to comment on what happened in their time over there on Batinthesun, because right now they've moved on, they have their own careers, they don't want to dive back into the drama. But it's very telling that these people don't want to talk about the good times. If everything that Henry is saying true, and mind you, Henry had shown the conversation between him and Tatiana where she said, yes, I've heard of you, I've seen some of the stuff. So, but the word is getting around to people who used to work for Batinthesun, which tells me that these people who Henry has come forward and are being anonymous are probably more than likely telling the truth. You know why? Because why is it getting to Tatiana's ears? When somebody reached out to Henry and said, you should probably talk to Tatiana because she's been there for the longest and she probably is the best one to tell you some stories about her experience over there. And then when Henry reaches out, her first reaction is, yeah, I know who you are. I've seen what you've been doing. And now, if she really didn't agree with what Henry was doing or saying something, she would have told Henry to kick rocks or not even replied at all. But instead, she gave a statement, which is very telling. So for people on Facebook, and we're going to get to the Facebook comments too, because I saw all the glazing those people were doing, and they kept bringing up, all these actors, people, they're just trying to tear Batinthesun down. They're trying to tear Aaron down. They're so awful and miserable people. They're garbage. I want to point out there is nothing ever wrong with asking questions when money is involved, especially fans' money. Don't forget, this project was crowdfunded, meaning that we, the viewers, the consumers, put money in our pockets, took it out, and handed it to Aaron to make a project, right? So when it involves money, everybody has a right to question what the hell is going on. Okay? It was crowdfunded. And people want to know where the money is. Now, not everybody cares. If you don't care where that money went, that's fine. You don't have to. But don't come for people who do care about where that money went. And now we have two not anonymous actors coming out and saying, but not saying, yeah, I'm not touching that topic with a 10-foot pole. Because again, if everything was sunshine and rainbows over at Batinthesun, you would think that two of the actors who took part in this project, which probably helped a little bit in their career going forward, right? You would think that they would either not say nothing and keep it moving, or they would say, no, Henry, you're wrong. Aaron's a sweet guy. I have nothing bad to say about the guy. You know, I don't want to get involved in this. But they didn't say any of that. All they said is, I got nothing to say about those people over there. Putting their hands up and everything. I ain't got nothing to say about the guy over there. No, I don't got nothing to say. Speaks volumes. Loud and clear. So to me, something did happen, but you don't want to talk about what happened. Because it's going to open up a floodgate, and then it's going to be a whole thing, right? So they don't want to get involved because they know if they do, whatever Aaron is going to do worries them. They don't want to get involved with Aaron's drama. That statement spoke so many volumes without even having to say much. And that's like that's, people can say, well, they didn't say they want to make a comic, they want to keep things professional. Maybe they, bro, if you like, use your brains. Use your brains, people. I swear, people need to use their brains a little more. If you had a great experience with somebody, you have no problem saying you had a great experience. It's easier to talk about the good times than it is the bad times. Most people don't talk about the trauma all the time. Most people won't talk about the traumatic shit they experienced in life. They don't want to talk about it because it brings pain, right? So it's easier to talk about the positive things. Yeah, working with Aaron was amazing. But if you don't want to talk about it, means that something might have happened that wasn't all, again, sunshine and rainbows over at Batinthesun. Now let's talk about the Facebook comments, because I want to get into that too. All right. So Aaron made a post on the Batinthesun Facebook page where he basically takes somebody's comment asking questions about all the stuff that Henry's been talking about, right? And wanted to answer questions for anyone who has concerns. Like, I'm being as transparent as possible, guys. Ask me all these questions. I'm going to answer them honestly and truthfully, right? And I came across this one because this one's kind of funny to me. So it says here, I'm sorry you had to listen to so much haters. I don't know what Henry is talking about. You're doing a great job. Clearly, you see on the screen. Hold on, let me get the chat off the screen so you guys can see it completely. I said haters. People have a right to question this considering the money was crowdfunded. That means, more importantly, anyone who gave money to that crowdfund has even more of a reason to know why this project, which had a release date of March 2023, is taking this long, especially when you see the creator of the project spending a ton of money on a new home and spending more time addressing the, quote, haters instead of focusing on this movie coming out. But hey, stay resilient, okay? Now, there was a response. There was a response from Aaron that says, to comment on a few things you addressed. I do post regularly with updates, often in studios or going live. I definitely work more than addressing the quote haters, but the quote haters don't help. That's for sure. Also, you mentioned spending a ton of money on a new house. When did that happen? I did move out of the same apartment my father and I had been sharing for 17 years because I got married. You are assuming I bought a house. You also forgot my father and wife also have income. Surely a 3 household income would afford moving into a house. Okay. Okay. So I replied again. This one says, oh god, my god, it's blocked out on my end. I'm just going by what the haters are saying, calling people haters for, addressing this basically is not a good look, nor should be the focus on your work. You might be working, you might not, maybe you don't, I don't know. However, when spending what appears to be more time on addressing these things while everyone is still waiting for Legend of the White Dragon, it gives more breath to the things being said. Saying you are being bullied for people asking questions about websites or YouTuber coverage about you is wild. Once the movie comes out, let it speak for itself. And to be fair, the only people you really owe explanations to are the fans who gave you the funds to make this happen, that are still sitting in limbo wondering why it's taken so long. You can tell us you're busy all you want, but actions speak louder than words. As far as the house thing, if you bought a new house or shared the price of said house, that's great, but you have to understand the optics of it. That's all. Plus, you have a lot more weirdos supporting you than the haters. Snakes come in all forms, Aaron. At least the haters stab you in the front. Be more worried about the ones coming for your back. Just my opinions. Stay blessed. And that was my comment on that. No response, by the way. No response, because he's busy. He's busy, guys. That's what it comes down to. He's busy. He's too busy to respond to that. And my thing is, like, I'm not trying to be an asshole, right? I know I can be, but I'm not trying to be. It really comes down to, first of all, like I said, everyone has a right to ask questions when it involves crowdfunded money. Okay. Everybody has a right to ask questions when it comes to delay in movies. Doesn't mean we're going to get answers. But again, saying that he's busy and he's not spending all this time addressing these haters. I mean, the evidence is there. He's doing a lot of live streams. He's saying he's doing updates. Like, I've not heard many updates other than color correction. We're doing this, guys. I can't wait to show you guys this and this and this that we did. Or talking about how Jason David Frank is his best friend and showing pictures of Jason David Frank. It's just one of those things where I'm sitting there like, what is happening? Oh, here's another thing too. I wanted to show this picture because I thought it was really sweet when I was looking up Tatiana. Here she is with Jason David Frank. This is what came up when I was looking for it. Very beautiful woman, by the way. She's absolutely freaking stunning. Can we talk about how beautiful she is? And that's her with Jason David Frank, obviously rocking the Batinthesun t-shirt. So there was more, right? I'm not gonna put the whole Facebook on there because I don't want people attacking these people on Facebook. If y'all want to seek out the Facebook yourselves, that's fine. I'm not going to do your work for you. Yeah, he deletes his live streams too that have the said updates, right? That's also a good fact. There was another post that I kind of laughed at because he deleted my comment, right? The comment was deleted. So this is what the comment was. I'm just going to read it to y'all. So somebody commented, what about the person who worked for you coming out claiming you never paid him? Aaron responded, who is that? And then responded again, the person is blacked out with their voice modified. I'm supposed to know who that is. How are we to know if that's a credible person? And then somebody replied, the same person replied, it looks like it's Kevin Porter. And Batinthesun said, it's not though. The story doesn't line up. And then the person responded, maybe not. So here's my thing with Aaron. Aaron, first of all, let's talk about the first response you gave, right? The person's blacked out with their voice modified. How am I supposed to know who that is? Oh, it looks like it's Kevin Porter. It's not, though, because I know we paid Kevin Porter. So he knows who he did pay, but can't recall who he didn't pay. And also, my comment that got deleted was pointing out to Aaron. I'm like, wow, for a filmmaker, it's kind of shocking. You don't know what the stock video is, because the video in question, right, that Henry used when he was releasing the audio of the person coming forward, he masked the person's voice, made it deeper and distorted so you couldn't know who exactly it was, right? But the video used is a common stock footage video that I myself have used in previous videos that I've made on this channel. Okay. It's a stock photo video of like one of those, anonymous interviews where the person's blacked out in the screen. It's a stock video that you can use, and you can even find it on YouTube right now, right? So I guess I get why my comment got deleted. I guess Aaron took it a little personal that I questioned his filmmaking skills by pointing out that he didn't understand that it was clearly a stock video that was used. And it wasn't actually a person that he would know. But it's very funny that he just ignored my other point, which is what I said is the video might be not really the person that you didn't pay, but the audio is the real person. That is the person. And you could have figured that out by the person's story. Okay. Part of that person's story that Aaron should know is, number one, if you didn't pay somebody, you know who you didn't pay, right? Also the fact that the person mentioned they went to your dad, Aaron, your father went to this person, asked if Aaron paid this person, and the person said no. Jason, David Frank asked this person if they got paid, and this person said no. So you have that. You have, like if you just listen to audio, Aaron, you could figure it out by what the person said in that video. You could have figured that person out. He didn't pay a lot of people. Maybe that's why he couldn't figure it out then. Maybe that's why I couldn't figure it out then. My main point though, right, is kind of like that, right? If this is all bullshit, right? You could have figured out who that was, right? I don't know who that person is. Well, who didn't you pay, Aaron? Apparently, according to what Henry's saying, what other people are saying is you didn't pay a lot of people. So I get the confusion. But the fact that he was like, when somebody dropped a name, it looks like it was Kevin Porter. No, we paid Kevin. It's not Kevin. It wasn't Kevin. You know who it isn't, but you don't know. You can't figure out who it is. You can't figure out who it is. And I think it's funny that the comment got deleted. You could have used that as your rebuttal against Henry. Yeah, I know, guys. Well, why is he using a stock photo? Why is he using a stock video and trying to paint it off as it's an actual person? See how Henry likes to twist things? Damn, I was doing your job for you. The twisting, I could twist facts 100%, but why bother twisting facts when we could just talk about the facts, honey? We could just talk about the facts, honey. And of course, you have the glazing. Oh my God, Aaron, these people, thank you for being so transparent. Is he though? You want to know transparency? I want to see them books. I want to see them numbers, honey. I want to see them numbers for this project. I want to see how much went into the lighting. I want to see how much you paid these actors. I want to see the books, honey. You want to talk about transparency? Let's see them books. Now, he has no obligation to do that. Aaron, please don't be dumb enough and show your books. You'll probably expose yourself. Don't be stupid. Please don't do that. That like it's really not my business, right? It's not my business. Even though we crowdfunded this film. But that's transparency. You want to talk about transparency? Let's see them books, honey. Let's see them books. All right. This situation is interesting to me because I don't like seeing people get taken advantage of. I don't like seeing fans getting taken advantage of. The fans will never admit or acknowledge that they're being taken advantage of because they're so far removed from reality when it comes to Power Rangers or idolizing somebody like Jason David Frank. Don't get me wrong. I think Jason David Frank was amazing. I would love for this film to come out, but I also am thinking as a grown functioning adult that there are some problems with a project. And, people are saying, well, I'm trying to kickstart my project and I understand how hard it is to do filmmaking. I'm like, right. But it's not the same as Batinthesun, who's been established for a while, and Aaron's been making these projects for a very long time. And yes, filming anything, even if it's a 3-minute, 5-minute video, can take a lot of time, especially if you want it to be really, really good. And granted, his films, his little short films that he's done have been very well done. I'm not shitting on his project. I'm just curious to why this is taking so long and why he's so focused on the haters. He's saying the haters don't help. Well, we're not haters. We're concerned citizens, sir. We are concerned citizens. We're not bullies. We're concerned citizens. That's all it comes down to. I'm not trying to bully this man, but it does piss me off when people cry bully all the time. That shit's annoying. You're a grown-ass man crying bully. You're not being bullied. You are being questioned. You're being interrogated on the internet. That is the difference, sir. We're not bullying you. We are interrogating you. We want answers. We want to understand. We've already established your relationship with Jason David Frank. People in the comments, well, if Jenna Frank endorses it, I guess we're going to go by what Jenna Frank said. That's good and well, fine, too. Of course, Jenna Frank wants her father's last film to come out. Why wouldn't she? That doesn't mean that Aaron's a saint because Jason's family wants Jason's last film to come out. That don't mean fuck all to me. No offense, excuse my French, but it doesn't mean shit to me. All it says to me is that Jenna Frank is being used, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong, but I'm going to give my opinion regardless. In my opinion, I feel like this is a shield, using Jason David Frank's daughter as a means to protect Aaron from criticism. That's insane. To protect Aaron from questions and backlash. Like, that's insane. And this is no shame on Jenna. I'm sure Jenna Frank is a sweet girl. I've seen her, weirdly to say, I've seen her grow up on TV, basically. And when I say TV, I mean on YouTube. When Jason David Frank did his little documentary series on YouTube, when, you know, he had Jenna with him all the time, and watching her grow up to be the beautiful young lady she is, that's fantastic. But let's stop using Jason's family or even Jason's relationships with people as a means of shutting down criticism and justifiably justified concerns. Justified concerns. Because that's what we're talking about. There are concerns with this film. There's concerns with what's going to happen with this film. What happened to the money? Why has this film not come out? I'm not going to sit here and talk about color corrections and lighting in the film. That shit should have been done a long ass time ago. This man talk about he's so busy. If you're so busy, Aaron, what are you busy doing? You always say you're so busy. What is it that Aaron is busy doing? Going to boardroom meetings, trying to get this film out? Like, define what busy is, Aaron. What is busy to you? Because all he keeps saying is he's busy, and no one's asking, busy doing what, sir? Busy doing what? Because I don't understand. Busy could mean anything. When somebody calls me, I text them, hey, I'm busy. I'm taking a shit. That don't mean nothing, sir. Busy doing what? What are you doing? I need to understand. Because all I see you actually doing is going live on your Instagram. And yes, you have every right to do that. But you're going live, giving your updates, making comments about the criticisms, the haters. You know, you're doing these YouTube interviews. When I first seen Aaron, since I haven't watched Batinthesun, the first time I see Aaron, where's Aaron? On Francis's channel, addressing addressing all of the stuff, right? And then he goes on Henry's channel, addressing all that stuff. He's doing more YouTube interviews and I'm going to be honest, no offense to y'all, but on like smaller channels, smaller than his channel. Like, you're not doing promotions. I'm not seeing promotions for Legend of the White Dragon coming out. I'm not seeing marketing. Where's the budget for the marketing? You're trying to get that on streaming services. That's great. But if you were told no, like, again, I hear more excuses than I see results. And that's where I'm at with this. Way more excuses than results. Thank you so much, Dominic, for the $10 super chat. The irony is he is taking advantage of JDF, but will have cooked his own career in the process. Not at all touching JDF's legacy. You got to be a real loser to fail that hard, says Dominic. Goddamn. That's rough. Aaron is sleazy because he's feeding Jenna biased info and using her as a shield. I mean, I that's my opinion. That's your opinion. I agree with that opinion. But you know, the fans, and I'm going to use air quotes, the fans of Jason David Frank will disagree with you. And the reason why they'll disagree with you is because they know as little as we know, right? So in the same argument, right? As much as I don't know how, and I'm not going to even try to speculate. This is, like I said, I think it's a shield, but I don't know for a fact. Just like nobody knows if she isn't, right? So it's two things can be true, right? She could be, she couldn't be. Two things can be true. Like, we don't know. We don't know. She could be and she couldn't be. We don't know. But based on the optics, right? Aaron from Batinthesun, Sir, you've been doing YouTube for a very long time. You've been pretty much, you should know how these things work. And as far as the YouTube element of it, yes, we are YouTubers. We're going to cover stories that interest us. Yes, we do things that are a little clickbaity sometimes, but when it comes to Henry, and I'm going to speak specifically on Henry because Henry has basically just opened up this can and he's just been going in, right? Now with Henry, is Henry grifting off this? A little bit. But does Henry care about this? Yes, he does. Why? Because if you actually look into Henry's past before all this, Henry has always covered stories like this. And the reason why the information keeps coming, right, is because once you open the floodgates, Henry can't spend 24 hours talking about Aaron. He has to do it in increments. And as more information comes to Henry, he has to make the videos and do the live streams accordingly. Yes, is it a hot topic? Yes. Is Henry going to talk about it every chance he gets? Yes. But it's more about the information. As far as credibility, to question Henry's credibility, you have to really go and look into Henry and his past works, right? Henry always brings receipts, and Henry's not afraid to reach out to people to get actual sources for the things he's talking about. Now, people say Henry is twisting the facts. What facts has he actually twisted? Did Jason David Frank say that Aaron was greedy for wanting half of a budget for a film? Those are facts. That's Jason David Frank said that. Aaron confirmed it. Want to talk about twisting, but here's the twist, right? Who twisted the facts? Aaron did. Henry didn't twist the facts. Henry released the audio. And the audio said Aaron won half of the movie budget. Right? What is the twist? Well, yeah, it was a misunderstanding. And once Jason understood, we continued on and did it. That audio's old. Oh, I heard it before. Funny how you heard it before, and apparently other people have heard it before, and people who were involved in that conversation knew that conversation happened, but now all of a sudden it's coming out very conveniently now. Gee, I wonder why. It's almost like people are wondering what the fuck is going on over at Batinthesun. And people are going back to previous interactions and discussions about Aaron and saying, yeah, this is weird. Now looking back at that conversation with Jason, and now the movie's not out, I don't know, man. It kind of seems like maybe we were on to something back then. That's just how it works. That is how people work, and that's how people's brains function. Now, again, who's to say that could be true as well? Could Jason David Frank have misunderstood? Sure, he could have misunderstood, but I don't know. Jason didn't seem like a stupid person who would easily misunderstand when it comes to money. He was pretty successful. So I don't know how he could have misunderstood a conversation about taking half of the budget and putting it in your pockets, but I digress. I didn't know him like Aaron knew him. I don't know. How do you misunderstand somebody telling you that they're going to take half of a budget and put it in their pockets? I don't get that. I don't get that. David said Henry using his... Wait, who is... Henry used whose daughter? I'm confused. What are you talking about, David? I need some clarification on that. Was Aaron has always been on greedy and a selfish a-hole his whole life since the first time he made Batinthesun? Who knows? David Cohen, I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm reading the chat. I'm like, what are you talking about? What up, Grumpy? Monkey Jeebus says he was doing the convention circuit to survive. That's not successful. That's not 100% true, Monkey Jeebus. He was still very actively in the Power Ranger franchise. He did several cameos in Power Rangers. He actually has the record for the most callback character in the franchise. He did a cameo in the reboot movie, which I'm sure he got paid to do as well. He had side projects, he had side businesses. He took his money from Power Rangers and opened up a dojo for himself to teach kids and other people martial arts. I would say that's successful. And also don't forget, now we have Legend of the White Dragon, which is at this point probably not going to be that successful, but I digress. To say that Jason David Frank wasn't successful is completely a falsity. Like, he was very successful. Now, he wasn't an A-list celebrity. That is true. But in a lot of communities, he was top tier. Like, when people think about Power Rangers, you immediately think of Tommy Oliver. Like, you might think of the other one, sure, the OGs, but most people know who Jason David Frank is. Even if you didn't watch Power Rangers growing up, Jason David Frank was still a name that most people, even average people, would know who Tommy Oliver. Wasn't he the green guy? You know, when you get to that level of famous where people like might not know you, but they know what you've been in, that speaks volumes. So I'm sorry to disagree, but I disagree because no, he was very successful. He was very successful. I will not allow slander to be in my chat. Monkey Jeebus. Henry says, in the beginning, it was just for fans. The money and fame started pouring in. Aaron changed. That's Henry's take on that. That is Henry's take on that. And I kind of agree. I kind of agree because I feel like, I think in the beginning, remember how I tell you guys all the time, I don't want to be a big YouTuber because I don't want it to affect me mentally. I don't want to get to a point where I have to change because now I have fame and money in my pockets. I think that a lot of these YouTubers don't always start off as being scumbags. Some of them do, but not all of them start off being scumbags. I think that comes with being famous and getting money. I mean, I don't think James Charles, for example, started off being a piece of shit person. I think James Charles became a piece of shit person because the attention got to James Charles' head and the money made James Charles have an ego. So like James Charles thought, well, I can talk to minors and no one's going to give a fuck because I'm James Charles. I can mess around with straight men because I'm James Charles. Of course, I'm going to convert a straight man because I'm James Charles. So that's kind of what I feel when it comes to fame and fortune, is that I feel like it does change people for the worse. Deoxy, we love Deoxy over here. I'm waiting for Aaron to crack and break, waiting for him to send his fans after Henry like he did to me. Yeah, that's crazy. Talk about being a bully, guys. Want to talk about Aaron talking about being a bully? Look what Deoxy said, because that happened too. I forgot that he posted about it and everyone came crashing down on you. That's true. Because after Aaron messaged Deoxy and didn't get the response in a timely manner, Deoxy is on the other part of the world. The time zones are very different over there. So when it's daytime for us, it's usually nighttime for Deoxy. So Deoxy wasn't even awake when he got the message from Aaron, and Aaron couldn't be patient enough to wait for a response. So he immediately went to, I'm going to take legal action, and then posted it on Aaron's social media page and had a bunch of fans going after Deoxy. They attacked Deoxy's personal looks. And all Aaron had to do was post a post, and he wants to talk about bullies. That's what a cry bully does, man. That is exactly what a cry bully does. Aaron is not a fucking saint. Aaron's not a victim. He's not a victim of cancel culture. He's not a victim of people, hating on him. He is a victim of being dishonest, in my opinion. I don't think he's being honest. I think he's a charmer. I think he's a little bit of a fucking narcissist. I sense that about this man. Little narcissistic. From everything that's been said about him, the people coming forward about him, it kind of sounds like he's a little bit of a low-key narcissist. Because ain't no way this is a real person coming out here saying I'm busy, and all you see him doing is live streams. Well, I'm doing live streams in the studio and stuff, but I don't see you working in the studio, Aaron. I don't see you in the studio working. When Henry comes in Discord, Henry will be working on a video, right? He'll come in the Discord, he'll jump in voice chat, and he's working while he's chatting. Do you guys see Aaron working in the studio? Or is he just sitting there talking to y'all for like an hour? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. One person said he's a narcissist. He probably, I guarantee you, he probably is, Henry. Because the way narcissists work, right? Let's educate people on what actual narcissists are. Okay, narcissistic people need to be the center of attention. They need to have the appearance of they are great people. They are kind. They are awesome. You want to be their friend. You want to support them. You want to be cool with them, and they'll charm you. They're very charming. A narcissistic person will never approach you and show you their bad side. They have to get their clutches in you first and make you like them. That way you ignore all their bad behaviors, right? That is usually what a narcissist does. Now, when it comes to Aaron, the narcissistic traits, obviously he wants everyone to like him. I'm not going to hate him for that. But I feel like he's just not being honest, because narcissistic people will tell on themselves in a way that makes it seem like they're being honest. And Aaron has definitely said some things that you have to side-eye him on. And it's crazy because at the end of the day, the only person who really truly has the answer to what the hell went on and was going on in all this is Jason David Frank, and he's gone. He's not here to confirm or deny any of this stuff. And that's why people are saying, well, if Jenna Frank, his daughter, is co-signing this, then it's okay. Excuse me. I have to sneeze. Excuse me. Also, with that post, these comments making fun of me and wanting me to hurt or want me hurt or dead, Aaron laughed, reacted to those comments, and then when Henry confronted him on it, Aaron brushed it off. Right. Notice how, right? Again, I've seen the Batinthesun page. I've seen the comments. No one is wishing ill on Aaron. No one is saying. I have not seen those comments. I wish Aaron would produce that, but that did happen too. I remember Deoxy talking about it. I think Henry highlighted that Aaron was liking comments of fans wishing harm on Deoxy, but we're the bullies, guys. We're the bullies, guys. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you. Appreciate you. When I go to work, it smells like cucumber melon. I have a tantrum like a 3-year-old and leave. That's crazy. Hey, Aaron, where's the movie? Come on. Where is it? Greed. Greed. Oh, here's the thing. Do I think it's coming out? In the beginning, no. I didn't think it was ever going to coming out. I think with all this pressure, with all this drama, it has to come out now. Aaron's going to make sure it comes out. It has to. It has to come out now. It has to come out now. It has to. When? Well, I don't know. We'll see in another 3 years. This is why I stopped watching his Batinthesun projects. Yeah. I haven't watched well, he's like, I watched Batinthesun back in the day. I loved the projects. I'm not saying Aaron has good film, when it comes to the Batinthesun, the beat 'em ups. He did good. I was actually rewatching some of it and I was like, damn, it's such a shame that we're here, because I liked Aaron's performance as Joker. He definitely channeled a lot of actors from the past. He did a good job playing Joker. And rewatching the Batinthesun projects were really, really good. And it's very disappointing that we're here now. So I just think overall it's frustrating for everybody. And I think that people need to stop attacking first of all, like actually attacking each other over it, because at the end of the day, we just want answers. Aaron's really not giving answers. He talks about people being haters, but definitely completely absolves himself for what he did to Deoxy, which we just discussed. And, the fans don't care. We love you, Aaron. We love you, Aaron. You can do no wrong. Narcissistic ass. I went back and rewatched some of the beatdowns. They hold up. Yeah, they do hold up. They do. But again, it's just sad that, now, like, what he keeps saying, there's going to be more beatdowns coming. I always call them beat ups, but they're beatdowns. He always talks about them coming, and I'm sitting here like, bro, how about we work on the Legend of the White Dragon? That's like the biggest project you have right now, and like, just release the shit. At this point, I'll take it as is. It doesn't even need to be perfect. The fans are going to love it regardless, because it's Jason David Frank, and you got, I think it was Jason Font. They got a couple of actors in there. A lot of fans will want to see. So I just don't know why it's taking so long. Focus on the White Dragon. I agree. Biggest project he's had for 7 years. Right. Exactly. Like I said, I'm not trying to shit on this dude, but like, what the hell, man? What the hell? He, playing the Joker is one thing. Being the Joker in real life is a whole nother situation, man. Maybe that's why he was so good in the role. Imagine Aaron only focuses on his character, not JDF. For the way Aaron complained about Robert Pattinson, the Batman, because it doesn't look comic book accurate. It looks grounded and too dark, and I find hypocritical because the Batman is also dark too. I mean, what can you say? But can we shit on him though? I mean, y'all do what you want to do. I'm not even trying to drag this man any more than Henry's basically dragging him at this point. Cause like my whole thing is his response to me was kind of funny because I'm just sitting there like, okay, you didn't buy the house on your own with the money for the budget. Cool. That aside, why isn't it coming out? Like, why are we still not addressing that elephant in the room? Like, I'm not stupid. I know that productions of films, it takes a lot. It takes a lot. Bro, I do video editing. I do basic video editing, not even on a friggin' Hollywood level scale, right? And that shit takes a long time. So I can't imagine how long it takes, but I know it doesn't take this long, especially when they've already confirmed, quote, confirmed the film was already done. All the shots were done. What more did you need to do? Color correction, bro. Like, it should not be taking you 2 years, going on 3 to do color correction. You know, that's insane. That is insane. Yes, Henry's doing God's work over there. Let me not say that because I don't want anyone who's religious getting on my ass about it. Because yeah, it's a metaphor. It's not actual. Like, I don't legitimately think Henry's doing God's work, y'all. I just think that Henry is exposing things that need to be exposed. I think that everyone has a right to know when it comes to public figures or just people online in general. Everyone has a right to know. If you are online and you are out there, you might not consider yourself a public figure, but you're in the public, so you are a public figure, in my opinion. No one's exempt from criticism or call outs, but people feel like like they're not. Like, people call me out. I'm a small ass YouTuber. You think I give up? You think anyone really gives a shit about me? No, I give a shit about me. And the only reason why people call me out is because they don't fucking like me. And that's fine. But do I cry about saying I'm not even a public figure? Why are you guys going after me? No, I'm out here. I'm on these YouTube streets. I'm a content creator. And whether my content is good, that is a subjective opinion. And thank God y'all motherfuckers don't get to dictate what's good and what's bad, because holy hell, I can't imagine how effed up this world would actually be if certain people actually did have the keys to certain fucking things, okay? Because ain't no way I'm going to rely on certain people's friggin' taste on what's good and what's bad. But I don't know, y'all. I know what Henry's going to say, cam up. Yes, that's true. That is true. So, I don't know, guys. I guess that's really the story. That's really the story of this Batinthesun stuff. And I'm sure more is going to come out, because the thing is, when people sit there and say, why is this all coming out now? It's been so long. And you're just sitting here like, well, because when one person comes out, more people will come out because they've sat on it for years. And when you sit on something for years, and maybe at one point people were trying to call out Aaron back in the day, and nobody listened. So now that people are listening is a time where it's like, okay, Henry, shut the hell up. I can't stand your ass. I cannot stand your ass right now. This is why I called your ass out the other day. You should have cammed up and reacted to the video. Missed opportunity, missed ad revenue. Okay, how about this? Henry, how about this? You buy me a new computer that can handle my ass being on cam, because this laptop it's an Asus. It's an Asus. All right, it's not a great Asus. It was better than my last computer. I had a Chromebook, but this is an Asus laptop, and it's not the great laptop. Okay, it doesn't do good for me. It's slow as shit. It's slow as shit. Listen, I went back and rewatched when I cammed up on your stream. My computer was so slow, it was lagging my own cam on your when I was rewatching. I was like, dude, I was lagging on your own stream. I don't want to hear none of that. Girl, you got a man for that. Okay, well, I'm not asking him to buy me a computer. I'm asking you, because you're the only one that's complaining about it. My man ain't complaining about me not getting on cam. My man ain't doing all that. You are. You're my online man complaining about it at this point. Talk about cam up, cam up. I got a man, you're right, but he don't complain and tell me I need to be on cam. He has said, yeah, maybe Henry's right. You should get on cam once in a while. But at the same time, he ain't nagging me every chance he gets. He's just accepted this is my comfortable form of contact. You need a better internet connection too. Yeah, well, that's something that I can't help. I really think that it's just the building I live in. That is why the internet's kind of dookie. So I think that's just my location. Why do Star Wars fans attack Disney for making different Star Wars media? I have Disney Star Wars. I don't know, because fans feel entitled to things that they really shouldn't, and it's a parasocial relationship they have with these fictional characters that don't actually exist, so they feel entitled to it. It's like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm also sometimes that way with certain things, but at the same time, if I don't like it, I'm just not gonna watch it. I'm gonna bitch about it and then move on with my life. I'm not gonna make complaining about how I don't like certain directions and franchise I like. I'm not gonna make that part of my identity and spend my entire life bitching and moaning about how much I hate this or hate that. When I talk about entertainment stuff, it's usually stuff I love now. Because I'm just so over the negative stuff when it comes to talking about entertainment these days, because it's always like, oh my god, the new Avatar live action was so shit, I hate it. Like, bro, okay, with shit, move on. Why do DC fans attack WB? It's more of the Snyder fans that just attack WB. It's more of the Snyder fans, if anything. As you bitch and moan about things currently, this is not me bitching moaning at all. It's more of me just calling somebody out. What will Aaron's next movie be after Legends of Nothing? I think that after this, I don't think he's going to do anything like big. I think he's going to go down to what made him money and made him famous in the first place. To be honest, it's not like a bad idea, right? When you're gone for so long, having a beatdown comeback is not the worst thing. I know Epic Rap Battles of History. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that channel, but they've been doing that for a long time. And then they took a break and then they came back. And the only thing is, like, I think at this time, it's not as, it still holds, but not as well as it did when it first started. So I feel like if he was to do the beat downs now, I think maybe the people from beat downs and maybe even new fans would show up, but I don't know. No studios will work with him. Yikes. I mean, there's always going to be somebody, Edry. There's always going to be. Don't say no studios. There's always going to be somebody. No major ones, maybe, but there's always a studio that will work with Aaron. No, don't get it twisted. Greed goes both ways. If there's financial gain, they'll work with him. I wouldn't say no studio would work with him. There will be a studio that would work with him. I can confirm Netflix will not. How come? When you say can confirm, how could you confirm that? Let's get the tea. How can you confirm Netflix won't work with Aaron? I need to know. Nope. WB and Lionsgate said hell no. That's crazy. That's crazy. Greed goes both ways. Look at Donald Trump. Yikes. We ain't gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole. He is not a director. It will come out in the coming interviews. Oh boy. Can I hey, Henry, I'd like to audition as one of the people being interviewed, because Aaron is trying to convince people that you're faking all of these interviews. So I would like to audition. Where do I sign up to be interviewee number 30? Hold on. Let me get my acting ready. So guys, I worked at Batinthesun in 2019, and I was actually this, like, one of the stage hands, and I was also the go girl. I would bring the actors, lunch and coffee and attend to all their needs. And I remember this one time I had a Starbucks order for Aaron, and I remember it was a Mocha Chocolata Yaya, and he wanted 3 pumps, and the person unfortunately only put in 2 pumps. And Aaron was very upset. Like, I've never seen a man yell and scream so much over one less pump in his Mocha Chocolata Yaya. And it was a venti. Like, I mean, I didn't understand why he was so mad. He threw it at me. It was really hot. I had third-degree burns on my breast, my right breast. And after that, he calmed down and he came to me and he said, "I'm so sorry. I've just been so stressed. I've been trying to get Legend of the White Dragon going for the last 20 years and it's just still not ready. We have to do all this color correction. And I just really wanted that extra pump in my mocha chocolate. Yeah, yeah." And so I was just like, at the time I was employed, he paid me $2 an hour. And, that was my only source of income at the time. So I was really, really, trying not to lose my job. So I said, it's fine. My right breast will heal. It's bubbling, it's sizzling right now, but I'll just put some ice on it and it'll be okay. And Aaron said, "That's fine." But after that, it was always like that with Aaron. I thought the first time, I gave him a pass, but then, the second time, the third time, the fourth time, it just got to a point where I started thinking maybe Aaron really is like this. And if he could get this upset over a mocha chocolate yaya from Starbucks, I can't just imagine like everybody, his experience with other people. That was just my experience. Like, did I observe him be mean with other people on set? A little bit, but not as much. So, I mean, I just, want to say, Henry, you're doing great work over there. And I appreciate you talking about this because, yeah, looking back on it, it just seems like, more people were hurt by Aaron. And I think that he should take accountability. And I actually should probably bill him for the surgery I had to have on my right breast for the burnt mocha chocolate. Yeah, yeah. How did I do? Was that good? Was that good? Did I fake that good enough for you, Henry? Did I fake that good enough for you, Henry? Because that's what Aaron thinks is happening. All these people are just coming out with these stories like out of nowhere. Like people are just making this shit up. Oh, man. I believed it. See? Jillykins believed it. I'm a good actor. I'm a good actor. I just never got into it, but I'm a good actor. I could be. No, do better. Wow. Okay. Hold on. Let me go. The director is telling me to do better. Hold on. Hold on. Let me take a sip of my drink so my throat's not dry. Hold on. Okay. All right, ready? And action. So when I was working with Batinthesun, I remember I worked in the backstage. I was the go girl. I would get the actors coffee and I would get them lunch and everything like that. And I remember one time I was supposed to go to Starbucks and get Aaron a coffee, and it was a venti moco loco chocolate latte yaya, and he wanted it with 3 pumps of syrup, and I brought it to him, and they only put 2 pumps in there, and I just remember Aaron smacking it out of my hand, and it burned my right breast, and he yelled at me and made me feel so small. And it wasn't even really my fault. It was the Starbucks employees. And it burned. I still can feel the fire on my right breast even to this day. I'm sorry. Can we just take a second? Can I just have a minute, please? And I apologized profusely. And I told him that I was sorry even though I knew it wasn't my fault. And I just wanted to be part of something, and Aaron made me feel really bad. And so I really appreciate what you're doing, calling this out, because afterwards, he had apologized and said he was very stressed, and I understood that, but um I was just the coffee girl. And he would treat other people like that, he would get very testy, very short fused, and he's just not a really nice person. It was a nightmare. And yeah, I do appreciate what you're doing, so I'm mad to someone in the chat right now. I know. Oh my god, I hate when I do that because I actually start really tearing up, and I hate that. Like I know that's a talent. Like people say, "What's your talent?" I can make myself cry for real. I can make myself cry for real. Hold on, I gotta wipe my eyes. Oh my god, I like actually start crying. Oh man, because like I don't know why my brain when I start sounding sad, um I just start getting really sad. Drop the link for Brett fam. I bet he has thoughts. Brett's not here. I only have 8 people watching. My view count's going down. Look at Henry already left. I love how Henry told me to do better and I did better and he didn't even sit here for my audition. You know, fuck you, Henry. You are a bully, bro. How you gonna tell me to do better and I upped my acting game and then you leave, bro? I should slap the taste out your mouth. I should be Aaron's hitman and hit you. You know Brett has alt accounts? I did not know that. This acting is way better than Vera. What? Yo, y'all need to stop coming for that woman. Stop coming for his wife, y'all. Stop coming for that man's wife. It was not better. You know what? I'm glad you don't get to make the decisions either, Henry. Because your idea of what's entertainment, your idea on what's acting is dog shit. That was peak performance. I want to see you do better. You do better, Henry. I bet your bitch ass couldn't cry on cue. I bet your bitch ass doesn't even cry. You know what? I'm starting to believe everything people say about you. I think you really are evil. I think that you would kick a kitten and laugh your ass off. I don't want to hear none of that. Our wife rate. But all right, y'all. My viewership is dropping, which means no one cares about the conversation anymore. So we just gotta keep it pushing. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Block Henry. I should block his bitch ass. I really should. Henry does a good job of acting at 2 a.m. I know, right? The rumors are all true. They're all true. We know. But all right. I'm gonna get going, y'all. Appreciate you guys. Much love to all of you guys. Thank you so much. Don't forget my bum ass has a GoFundMe. So if you guys want to support your girl, you know, there's a way to do it directly to me so I can keep making this shit content as a trash YouTuber. Because, you know, trash YouTubers still have bills to pay. And if y'all want to help support, where the fuck? It's pinned. I can't find. Oh, here we go. It's right here. It's still pinned. Y'all can help a sister out. That'd be much appreciated. Don't help out Henry though. Help me out because fuck Henry. Henry likes to talk a lot of shit. Henry be talking mad shit. Shay would know. I need to hear more local detracted content from you. Maybe, Avi. I don't want to talk about this whole fucking grim and nightmare thing. I think that. All right, before I go, I'll talk about it real quick for Javi, real quick, right? So last night on Locale Live, it was exposed that on one of Keemstar's shows that one of the hosts, Grim, made anti-Semitic comments. The comment especially was about how if your baby H word, think about Hale, okay? H word, Hale. I don't want to say his name. YouTube doesn't like it when we talk about those days, okay? Nazis. I said Nazi. Fuck it. Nazis, basically. Oh my God. I just don't know why that came out about. But basically saying that, you know, he basically wishes that he was still here to continue his work. Okay. That's what was said on Locale last night. That came out. And that was a huge thing. Apparently, you know, at first, Keemstar was going to suspend them from doing their show, but then he ended up firing them after so much backlash. And it's one of those things where, again, because you don't know what's real and fake, it's just so hard to just really talk about it because, you know, I could be talking shit about something they've said or done and it was completely scripted and fake anyway. And so now, like, even though it's fucked up still, it's one of those things where you're like, yeah, but like it's scripted. Like I should know better than to take the bait. So that's the crazy thing is like this local universe stuff. I give it another maybe few months before people really just get tired of it and the money starts dropping. Because I think after last night, I seen a lot of people kind of done. And Keemstar sit there nodding his head like, yeah, I don't blame you. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, but you don't care. You just want the money. So maybe I'll do a stream about it tomorrow. We'll see what happens tonight. I'll check Reddit and see what's going on over on locale. Maybe we'll talk about the locale stuff just for hobby. So that said, y'all, I'm out. Thank you guys so much for the love and support. Thank you for hearing me, listening to me talk about these topics. Hopefully Aaron from Batinthesun, my best advice, my unsolicited advice that nobody cares about because everyone thinks when I give advice I'm trolling or being attacking with it or whatever. I don't really give a fuck what your stupid ass say. My sincere advice to Aaron: stop addressing what Henry's saying. Stop addressing what everyone's saying at this point. Look at all these other directors out here. James Gunn. James Gunn will respond to stuff once in a while on social media. But for the most part, these other directors, these actual directors, they're not spending time addressing any of the haters, any of the YouTubers. Like, look at Marvel and DC. Do you see them responding and reacting to the YouTubers talking about them all the time? No. So I think that if you don't want to listen to me, look at people who are more successful than you and how they handle this stuff. Stop addressing the quote haters. Stop responding to them. Stop answering fans who are bringing it up. Ignore it completely. You don't have to block them. Just don't respond. Ignore them. The worst case scenario, people are just going to push back on you more, but you're letting the pressure get to you, and that's on you. That's on nobody else. So with that said, I'm out. Y'all have a great rest of your Tuesday. Stay resilient, and I'll see you guys next time.
Everybody, thank you for supporting me. All your money is gonna go to my bubble tea. Hey, everybody, thank you for supporting me. All your money is gonna go to my bubble tea. When I wake up in the morning, first thing I do is say hello. Check on my channel, see how it's growing. You know you can help me grow. So make sure you support the channel. Hey everybody, thank you for supporting me. All your money is gonna go to my bubble tea. Hey everybody, thank you for supporting me. All your money is gonna go to my bubble tea. My comments every morning to see what the fans have to say. And you know that I love my supporters, and I hope that you have a good day. Thank you for the support on my channel. Hey everybody, thank you for supporting me. All your money is gonna go to my bubble tea. Hey everybody, thank you for supporting me. All your money is gonna go to my bubble tea. Check my comments every morning to see what the fans have to say. And you know that I love my supporters, and I hope that you have a good day. Thank you for the support on my channel. Hey everybody, thank you for supporting me. All your money is gonna go to my bubble tea. Hey everybody, thank you for supporting me. All your money is gonna go to my bubble tea.